Hi everyone, my name is Ryan and this is the Elevate Project. In this video, I'm going to share with you how I schedule my day working from home. So let's start with why making a daily schedule is important for me. When working from home, you do have a sense of freedom, and depending on your situation, you have a certain amount of flexibility of when to start, end, and everything in between. And I've been working from home well before the pandemic, and when I first started working from home as a remote worker, I was given a certain amount of freedom and flexibility. At the end of the day, I was told as long as I got what I needed to get done and still provide results to keep doing what I was doing. One major thing I learned very quickly is to plan and make a schedule for myself. Let me explain. When I worked in the office or set location, I had a set start time and I had a set end time, and it was a daily routine. I had a purpose and a schedule, and I would set my alarm every night, review the traffic the night before, and plan accordingly when to leave my house to make it to the office on time. When I first started working at home, I thought this was immediately going to give me more work-life balance, and I could be more productive and everything would be smooth and effective. Boy, was I wrong. Something I failed to fully understand, and it took me time to control when working without a schedule, without a daily purpose, among other things, were distractions. Distractions and more distractions. These distractions led to slower starts, in some cases longer days and longer nights to complete certain projects and or deliverables. Okay, let's get started in how I schedule my day in hopes you can take some of these tips to help you out and elevate your daily productivity working from home. First, I like to set some personal goals. Goals to give me purpose and objective to strive for. I then review the next day, the night before, and prioritize the most important things I want to accomplish. Because we are working from home, don't just plan out what you will do for work, you want to plan out what you want to achieve at home. I have a family with 2 great kids that go to school ages 4 and 8. They need breakfast, snacks, lunch, dinner, have to take them to school, and extra after-school activities from soccer to ballet and dancing. I like to plan everything I need to accomplish. For reoccurring activities and events, I like to add them as I get them into my digital calendar like Apple Calendar and set a minimum 24-hour reminder so when I plan my day the night before, I don't miss any important family events. I like to plan my days in a notebook because using a pen and paper seem to help me focus, and I can really center a plan and organize myself. So let's take a look what I actually put in my notebook and make up a day to schedule. I'm going to show you my template and exactly what I write and what I do. Okay, now we're switching over to my daily planner. You're going to notice that it's just a regular, just lined paper. It's a notebook. My favorite kind of notebook that I like to use is made by Moleskine. You can get them at Chapters, Amazon, get them really anywhere, but any notebook that you feel comfortable with that has lined paper. Now, like I said, I typically use pen to paper, but I actually use a pencil. And the reason why I like to use a pencil is because if I make mistakes, I can use an eraser. So as you can see there, I did a lot of erasing. So what I want to show you here is a template that I use pretty much every single day. Now, just to be clear, this is what I do. These are just some tips that you can use, and you can do it and organize it any way you like. What's great about pen and paper is that you can make it your own. You don't have to just fill in blanks into set templates and then you have all these empty space. You can doodle, write notes, etc. So I'm going to show you how I schedule my day in this daily planner. So you're going to notice right at the top, I'm just going to move this here. is that, yeah, I will write the day of the week, the month, the day, and the year. And then I'll set a category and I will write down 3 goals of mine. And the reason why I say 3 goals is, for me, I like to create goals in 3 categories. One is for work. I do want to have a work objective or a work goal that I want to strive for. So that'll be one of these goals that I'll write down here, depending on what I feel is important or what first comes into mind. And another goal of category that I'll use is my personal life. So maybe be a better father, be a better partner, and maybe even granular, be more specific. I have a goal to be better. So first goal could be, I want to be better at work at a particular skill. For personal, I want to make lunches for the kids every single day. I don't know. Third goal, that's more spiritual or personal development. So I'll choose something for myself that is a personal goal, a personal development, spiritual, etc. And that would, like right now, I'm training for a half marathon. So I'll set a goal where, I'm gonna run a half marathon under 2 hours. That would be like my goal. So I'll write those things down. And again, if I didn't mention this earlier, I like to plan my day the night before. So this is typically what I'm doing the night before. And then I will write down a quote of the day. I know, I'm one of those guys. And I like to put this in my daily planner just to get me, to slow me down, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of things going through my mind and I want to just relax and get myself in the right mindset. So I'm not a person that just knows quotes out of the blue and write them down and have a book of quotes. What I'll typically do, my process is I'll literally just go to Google, type in quote of the day, and I like to go to images, and I'll kind of scan through the images and look through, and I'll find a quote. And if I find a quote that I like, that resonates with me at that moment, that's what I fill in here. And I'm going to be honest, I've used quotes over and over again because I found that certain quotes motivate me, inspire me, etc. And I'll sometimes use those depending on how I'm feeling or what I need to accomplish that next day. And then what I'll do is I'll write down this acronym S.A.V.E.R.S. Okay, I write down this acronym S.A.V.E.R.S. And this is from a book that I read called The Miracle Morning by, I believe, Hal Elford, I believe is the name. I could be wrong, but it is from the book The Miracle Morning. When I had kids, I wanted to become a morning person. I wanted to be able to still do things and be there for my kids as soon as they wake up, etc. I wanted to be that dad. So I started reading The Miracle Morning and all these books to ensure that I can be in the right mindset and I wasn't so tired, and I created this habit. And in the book, he explains going through this acronym S.A.V.E.R.S to get yourself ready and set at top peak for your day. And the first S stands for silence. So again, I write and do all this the night before and I review it in the morning. So what I'll do is, before I even open this book, I try to give myself 30 seconds to 3 minutes of just silence, just myself thinking my thoughts, maybe keep my mind blank, almost like a meditation. And once I do that, I will open up my planner and I'll look at the next acronym, or the next letter in the acronym is A for affirmations. So I'll tie the affirmations actually to the quote of the day as well as to my goals. And I'll actually even start writing my goals or thinking my goals. I will, because the goals are the things that are attainable and that you're striving for. You're just not there yet. They're not goals that are unattainable. So my affirmations are really going to be focused on like, I will be a better worker. I will be a better person. I will be a better runner, whatever it is. And I'll go through that to set myself in the right mindset and put myself in a positive position for the morning. And tied to that is V for visualization. I'll visualize my day. I'll visualize what I want to accomplish, both at work and personal, because you're working at home. It's not just about doing this for work. It's also tying in your personal life as well. And then next is exercise. So for me, I found that I do work better. Maybe it's because I have the blood flow going early in the morning. I typically try to get at least in the morning 15 minutes of exercise. Now, that could be a walk. It could be just doing push-ups, calisthenics. If it is, depending on the day or the morning or what I'm training for or for just physical fitness, I do not work out every day for 45 minutes to an hour. Just to get my morning set up for success, I'll do some sort of exercise, which is a minimum of 15 minutes. So luckily, I have a treadmill at home. During the pandemic, we created a home gym. So I have a weight bench and some weights. So it's either a combination of weight training and cardio in our home gym, or if I'm training for, like I am now, for a half marathon, I run about 3 to 4 days a week. I'll ensure that I try to get that within the first 3 hours of me being awake. I'll do some sort of exercise. Reading, and that could be, for me, anything from the news to a book, or even just listening to at least an audiobook, something to challenge my mind, get my mind going, and think about different things. Again, personal, work, spiritual, along those lines. And then scribe. And what's really cool, and that's one of the main reasons why I write everything down when I plan my day. Now, scribing, obviously, because I'm doing this the night before, I'm all about repetitiveness as well. So I will scribe on my whiteboard. So I'll take my daily planner and I'll take some tidbits here and I'll write it on my whiteboard. After we go through my daily planner that I'm showing you here, we'll switch gears and I'll show you what I would write on my whiteboard after I go through my daily planner. So here, the night before, I'll also do my to-do list. Because I've ended the day, there might be a few things that I haven't accomplished, and I'll move those things to this day. And I'll prioritize. I want to ensure that I have my highest or most important things that I have first on my to-do list. Because just like a to-do list, I want to go through one at a time. I don't really think we do a very good job at multitasking, doing two things at the same time. I do think that we do a great job doing one thing at a time. So when I see my to-do list, I'll literally ensure that I will try my best to finish the first thing first, which is the first priority, the most important thing on my to-do list. And then I'll check that off, move to the second, check that off, and move to the third thing, check it off. The to-do list I don't put anything like, oh, I have a meeting today, I got to go on this meeting, or I need to prep for this meeting. Those are things that I normally think that we should always do. If you need to do that though, and there isn't really any pressing or important things on your to-do list, definitely do that. Now, this to-do list, regardless if it's first priority, second priority, or third priority, it won't matter what I put here. It's what's most important to me, regardless if it's work or personal or spiritual, whatever it is, that's what I put here. Then typically, whatever I don't get finished this day. So if I know, okay, this I know is probably going to take me a lot, and then maybe these last two aren't as big work to do, but it is a priority. If I don't get it done this day, I'll move it here. So I'll ensure that I'll bring that over to the next day. So I ensure that I put whatever's third, put it back up to first as my first priority, etc. And then what I'll do is I will plan out my day in almost like a blocking type of strategy. And I do time blocking in a sense of every 3 hours. And I start my morning usually around 5 a.m. So I'll write down 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Then I'll write tasks that I want to complete or any appointments. So like I said earlier, if I have any appointments or events or recurring events like Zoom meetings, or I know I have to drop off my daughter or my son to some sort of activity, I'll have it on my digital calendar and I'll have a 24-hour reminder. So any of those items, I will check my calendar or it will send me a reminder, because again, I'm doing this the night before. So ensure I don't miss any events. And because I'm working from home, I do have some flexibility to move things around so I don't miss any of those events. Or I'll try my best not to miss any of those events. So from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m., again, this is just an example. This isn't necessarily exactly everything that I do. But as an example, I want to get some exercise in. I'll check some emails for work really quick. For my personal life, I'll actually write this down. Make breakfast and lunch for my kids. So both my wife and I right now are working from home. I work from home 100% of the time. My wife is going back to the office in a little bit. She'll still be working from home 3 days a week. So we'll take turns of who makes breakfast and lunches for the kids. But typically, if it's my turn, I won't do it the night before. I'll do it in the morning. It just gets the blood flowing. If I'm not able to get like that, at least 15 minutes of exercise, which could be a walk, etc., then at least me moving around making breakfast at least gets the blood flowing. And then next, I'll write something like drive the kids to school. And then when I come back home, this normally like project work, let's just use that as an example as my first priority that I want to complete. Now for me, I like to do my most important things where I know I am the most effective or I work best. And for me, that's the morning. So I like to try to get accomplished what's in my to-do list, the most important things in the morning. You may be different. You might be in the afternoon or in the evening. So schedule appropriately to how you work best and prioritize that particular to-do or activity. Of course, if you have a deadline and it needs to be done at a certain time and you're behind, then that's going to be different. If you're planning ahead of schedule, that is what I do. I think that, and I'm going to suggest that as a tip. Plan your most important activities or the work that you need to get done where you know you are the most focused and you have the most energy. And, if I have something that's scheduled or pre-scheduled, or which is a recurring event, like a Zoom meeting, because I'm blocking from 8 to 11, I'll actually just put the time as well. So that is something that I'll do as well, is I'll just do, okay, I got a Zoom meeting at 10 a.m. And that Zoom meeting may take me up to 11 a.m. And from 11 a.m., then I'll write a bunch of tasks down. For example, review reports, check emails again, have lunch, project work again, because again, this is my priority. I want to make sure I get this done by the end of the day. And I'll even put some personal things here as well. Go for a walk, maybe just around the block, just for maybe 10 minutes, 5 minutes, just to stretch my legs, because I truly believe working from home, you need to step out of the home once in a blue moon throughout the day. So for me, as you can see so far, just going to 2 p.m., I'm going out of the house to at least drop off the kids, maybe for exercise if I'm going for a walk. And then I am really at home, not leaving the house at all till roughly I go for this walk, or maybe that's during my lunch break for 10 to 15 minutes. Then I'll block another block of 3 hours for 2 to 5. Again, I'll just put anything and write down the time. If it's a recurring schedule or it's a specific time, it gives me a nice reminder. And it kind of sets the tone. I find writing this pen to paper, it kind of sticks a little bit better for me. So I remember, I have a less chance of forgetting where I see and write things down. And then I'll write down pick up kids, project work, and then again, my last block. So I'll only schedule my day from 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. And from here, it's just really simple. It's really just a couple lines because I want to close off my day. I typically want to close off my work day at 5 o'clock or like around 4:30. I mean, there are going to be days where I'm going to be working a little bit later or I'm going to start a little bit later. And that's what's nice about having a pen to paper planner. You can change these times. Maybe this is 8 to 11 because I start a little bit later. And then this ends a little bit later. But I'll even write down as the one thing that I want to do between 5 and 8 for a typical day like this is to plan my next day. So as you can see, I have it till 8 p.m. That is by design because I'm an early bird. So if I'm up and running by 5 a.m., I try to be in bed no later than, like in my bed, no later than 10 p.m. So I get enough sleep, I get enough rest, my mind can go down, and I can kind of just relax. So this is what I'll do for my daily planner. It's a nice little template that you can use. You can even preset this if you want. I've had friends and family members that have used a template like this, and they'll just put it in a Word document and they'll actually print this out, which is cool. Or they'll just digitize this. They'll just use this template that I've given and they'll just type it out every day. Whatever works for you. Again, I just feel for me, the pen to paper is what really works. So again, really quickly, date, goals, quote of the day, S.A.V.E.R.S, which is an acronym, which is from the Miracle Morning, silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, read, scribe, my to-do list of priorities that are most important to get done. And then I'll write all my appointments and things that I need to do in a quick high-level overview from 5 a.m. till 8 p.m. at night, and I'll block them for 3 hours. And I will challenge myself if I can really get all these things done in 3 hours. The reason why I block it this way as well is because I've really tried, and I'm continuously trying to ensure that I focus on the quality of work than quantity. I feel as I grow through my career personally and through work, that if I can do really well at focusing at quality work, doing less, getting more versus quantity, getting a lot done but just less quality, also spreads into my personal life because I am working from home. And like I said, one of the biggest mistakes is that I didn't plan. I didn't have a purpose. I was all over the place and it got out of control. So many distractions, slow starts, late nights, and late days. So I'm going to switch over, like I said, to this portion here is where I scribe. I will scribe in the morning in the form of a whiteboard. So I do have a physical whiteboard. I'm going to show you a template that I use on my digital whiteboard or my iPad just to show you kind of a representation. So let's switch over now. Okay, so now I want to switch gears and move to my whiteboard. So every single morning, as I stated, I review what I wrote down the night before. And under the acronym S.A.V.E.R.S, there's the last S, which is scribe. So as I review my day, I'm going to scribe on my whiteboard any important things that stand out to me. So I'm going to use my digital whiteboard on my iPad here just to represent what I would do on my actual physical whiteboard. So if I was going to show you kind of what my whiteboard kind of looks like, I have like 3 columns. So I'm just going to put some lines here kind of to represent that. And on the first column, I kind of write down my goals. So I literally have like 2021 goals. And in the beginning of the year, or the beginning of every year, I'll put down some goals that I want to achieve for the year. So there is, for instance, on my particular whiteboard right now, I think I have like 3 goals, and they're based on work, personal, and either spiritual or personal development. So whatever that is. So for instance, for work, depending on where I am in my career and what I want to improve, there'll be a goal. It also helps me out as for my objective that I want to finish off the year when I have my year-end review. Personal goals can involve actually a few things. I may not have just one specific goal. Again, it depends on the year. So because of the pandemic, for personal goals, I had a few things. One was to start a YouTube channel, which I have done, and also run a live half marathon or marathon in person, because I've been getting into running and I've done a few virtual runs. And if the opportunity arises, I was just going to jump for it, regardless if I was ready or not. And my live run that I'm going to be complete this year is actually going to be on October 10th. So that's going to be really cool. And then for spiritual or personal development, anything that I want to personally develop, learn something new. I think it's very important for everyone to just kind of keep their mind moving, learning different skills, because looking at the pandemic, is this the new norm? It's not that it's a new norm, it's that we need to adapt to change. And if we're developing and changing all the time, it will make that process easier as things come at us. So moving on to from goals, in the middle of my whiteboard, this is where I'm going to do most of my scribing. So this middle board is my scribe. I'll kind of review my day, my to-do list, and kind of write and repeat some of the things that are already there. And this accomplishes a couple things. One, it's repetitiveness for me. So what do I mean by that? Is that the most important things I want to get done, if I'm repeating it multiple times, in this case, I'm writing it the night before in my daily planner, I'm reading it again in the morning, and then I'll have it visually on my whiteboard in my office. Because the biggest thing and biggest mistake, and the reason why I plan my day or schedule my day, is distractions. So if I ever get distracted throughout my day, I have it visual on my whiteboard. So on my today in the middle of the whiteboard, I'll scribe some things that are in my daily planner. And again, I'll break it down into 3 categories. I'll write down things for work. So what do I want to accomplish the day for work? 1, 2, 3. And then of course, because scheduling and planning your day, you're working from home, I'll actually put things for personal that I want to accomplish for the day. And then spiritual personal development for today, it's a goal, but it's more so focused on like fitness, keeping myself healthy. So that could be, I'll be honest, things might be like even hitting like a calorie number for the day, or a time of exercise to complete for the day, or for training for my half marathon, how many kilometers am I going to run today, etc. On the right side of my whiteboard, this is pretty flexible. It's not something that I rewrite every single day. It's not something that I scribe every day. But on the right side is just my morning routine. So typically this will be in blocks of time. So I'll usually start and I'll literally write like 4 a.m. Wake up. Now, I don't always wake up at 4 a.m. every morning. It's typically around between 4:30 and 5. So things that will change from day to day on this whiteboard will just be either the time that I start, etc. So like wake up 5 o'clock, I'll put like exercise just as an example. 5:45 maybe. So 30-minute or 15-minute exercise run, take a shower, get ready, etc. Maybe it's just like emails. And then 7 a.m. just like make lunches, breakfast, etc. And then it will go till 8, then like 7:45. If it's my turn, drop off kids. Now, this again on the right side doesn't change much. I'm just going to change the color here. So this here doesn't change much. I'll probably just like maybe erase the times of these, and I might change some of these. No big deal. Again, these ones here, my goals for 2021, again, doesn't change. Those are things that are a reminder. Thing about like my long-term goals, my long-term objectives that I want to complete. The goals that I put into my daily planner are maybe similar to these, or they tie into these. So any goals that I have for the week or any goals that I have for the day that are written in my daily planner are going to be tied in some way to these goals that I've set for the year. What really changes and what I scribe in the morning particularly is always this here. This changes every single day. So today, these will always change. Personals will always change. I'm always scribing something. So again, this is what I do. This is my whiteboard. It's actually really simple. It's just another way as repetitiveness. What I like about the whiteboard is that it's visual. So that has really helped me to stay on track and to stay focused and at times stay motivated. So things that might change on here is, for instance, let's just say I don't have a lot of things for work to complete for the day, and I have some extra white space. I'll add in like a quote of the day, especially if I'm feeling unmotivated or uninspired. And I'm human, I'm normal, just like everyone else. I'm not perfect. Sometimes I need a pick-me-up. I need some self-talk. And I will take some time and just kind of just sit back and reflect. And if I'm having a bad day, I'm having a bad day. So sometimes I may not even, there might not be a difference from day to day. This might be, if I'm really consistent, this is every day. If I'm not consistent, this will change every 2 to 3 days. Now, remember as well, I don't do any real planning and schedule my day out when I'm having my days off, when there isn't work and personal. The distractions that I get at home, because 90% of my home is personal and personal life and balance, to balance that with work, that it really, my office in my home is only 10% of my home. So my real focus is ensure that I do this, that I don't go off course and not get distracted. When it comes to personal planning, those are usually done ahead of time and are digital. It's just in my phone, in my calendar, and it's been working well, especially when I have events. And that is my whiteboard. So everyone, that is how I schedule my day. I showed you how I schedule and how I write everything down in my daily planner and how I use my whiteboard. So if you found value in this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Comment below and let me know if you were able to get at least one thing out of this video to help you schedule your day working from home. And consider subscribing if you like videos like this one, and hit that bell icon so you get notified the next time I upload a new video. Well, thank you everyone. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.